All right, today we are talking about companion combos. Now, the important thing to know about companion combos in Dragon Age Veilguard is that you can make anything work. So ultimately, take who you want to take. If you're working on improving a bond of somebody, just take them. Whether they are a perfect match or not, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Um, because you can kind of make everything work. And even if it doesn't work perfectly, unless you're just on like the hardest difficulty and you're absolutely trying to min-max everything, then take who you want. So if you like somebody more than one of the other ones, but the other one fits better, it'll be fine. Unless, like I said, you are just absolutely on max difficulty, just trying to do absolute perfect min-max of everything, then don't worry about it too much anyways. Just some quick overviews here. You have three classes in the game, right? You have warrior, rogue, and mage. Now that goes for the companions as well, and every class detonates a specific status effect, and then it will apply the other two. And that's for the main character, right? So the companions will only apply one status effect and detonate one status effect. So the mage companions, Balara, Emmerich, and Nev, they all apply weakened and detonate sundered. The warriors, Davrin and Tosh, they both apply overwhelmed and detonate weakened. And then your rogues, Harding and Lucanus, they apply sundered and detonate overwhelmed. So now the reason that you can kind of make anything work, right? For example, Balara and Emmerich is a combo that I enjoy playing with, and on my warrior, right? So they don't complement each other based off of what they can do status effect wise, but as a warrior, you complement this pairing. So as a warrior, you detonate weakened and you apply overwhelmed and sundered. So you can apply sundered for them to detonate, and you can detonate weakened, which they both apply. So you can have Balara apply weakened, and then you can detonate the weakened, and then immediately after you can apply sundered, and Emmerich can detonate that sundered. So the main character can make normally not fantastic companion pairings work very well. So now that works with the warrior pairing. Now if you're a mage yourself, then there's not going to be anything, any specific status effect good pairings there, right? Now you guys could still be a powerhouse trio and deal a ton of damage and apply a bunch of different effects and like elemental effects, but you won't specifically have a status effect combo there. All right, so let's jump into some just basic good pairings based off of what the companions apply or detonate. So Lucanus and Tosh, they're going to be a good pairings. You got a rogue and a warrior. Applies overwhelmed, detonates weakened. Detonates overwhelmed here, so Tosh applies it, Lucanus detonates. Now, because you also have Tosh who detonates weakened and applies sundered over here, if you are a mage yourself as the main character, that is a fantastic combo there, because you can apply Weakened for Tosh to detonate, and you can detonate Sundered when Lucanus applies it. Another pairing is going to be Valara and Davrin. So Valara applies Weakened, Davrin detonates it. He's a warrior, she's a rogue. And then so you have, if you are a rogue yourself, did I say she's a rogue? She's a mage. So warrior, mage. If you are a rogue yourself, that would complement this pairing as well, because you could detonate Overwhelmed, the Overwhelm that Davrin applies, and you can also apply Sundered for Valara to detonate. Lucanus and Valara is also a good combo, especially if you are a warrior yourself. So apply Sundered, detonate Sundered. Valara can apply Weakened, which you can detonate as a warrior. And Lucanus detonates Overwhelmed, which you can apply as a warrior. Now, that does not mean you can only do warrior. You can also do a mage, and Lucanus could detonate it. All right, and then we got Imric and Tosh. So we have Tosh as a warrior, Imric as a mage. Imric applies Weakened and Tosh detonates. Tosh can apply Overwhelmed and Imric can detonate Sundered, which works well if you're a rogue main character. But once again, any class can work. Just because you don't have to have the perfect complement. If you can have one detonation that you can make, then you're sitting well. But you can always set it up with your main character to make it where you can have 2 per cooldown rotation on the companions. All right, and then Harding and Nev. So apply Sundered, detonate Sundered. This combo also works with Valara and Harding. It's the same kind of thing, right? And then that also works with Valara Lucanus, right? Any mage with any rogue is going to be good in a way, right? So Imric and Harding, Lucanus and Nev, right? The thing that you take into account there when you are trying to decide which mage or which rogue or which warrior you want to take, right, is then you would kind of look at their other skills, the skills that aren't an apply or detonate skill, right? So Valara, for example, has, in my opinion, the best heal skill in the game, and a time slow, which the other mages do as well. And then specific to her, this galvanized tear. Valara deals electricity damage on all her damage-based skills, which is really nice. Electricity is good because it increases stagger, and then that allows you to get a lot more takedowns. But the reason that Valara's healing skill is probably, in my opinion, the best in the game is simply because of contingency here. When you have low health, replenish automatically triggers if it is not on cooldown. So the reason that this is, so she'll just cast it, right? If you get in danger, she'll cast it automatically. You don't have to trigger Valara to do it. She'll just do it. Now the reason that this is also good, because that could be annoying, right, if you're trying to set up for a detonation, but her healing skill is on its own cooldown, independent of her global skills cooldown, her global abilities cooldown. So even if she had just cast fade bolts, for example, as long as she hasn't cast this within the past 30 seconds, 28 seconds, then she can do it again. So this replenish has its own independent cooldown. The automatic applying of replenish has its own cooldown. So, and it's just a good heal too. It's just a good chunk of healing. Now, obviously that's going to scale based off of equipment, your skills, points, and all of that, but and whether or not you have the Veilguard skill unlocked, which I don't have it yet. I'm like one quest away from doing that right now. All right. So those are just your kind of generic good pairings, just like textbook good pairings, right? But you can, like I said, you can make anything work. So really go based off of who you like. If you're a warrior and you want to just take Davrin and Tosh, do it. It's not going to be the most broken combo. It's not. But unless you're just, like I said earlier, unless you're just on, highest difficulty, really trying to min-max everything, take who you want. They really designed the companion skills and the player skills to really allow you to kind of make any pairing work, at least work a little bit, right? Obviously some things are going to be much better pairings than others, but so just a quick notes, right? Some personal notes. Balara, in my opinion, is the best healer out of all the companions. Now, she's not the only one that has a healing skill. They all have support abilities, but hers is the only one that has that automatic triggering, and it's just a good big heal. So that's good. Parting does have a really good healing skill as well. Also, if you finish her quest line and get her Veilguard skill, which reduces the cooldown of her soothing potion. The soothing potion is more, it grants rejuvenation, so it's not an instant heal like Balara's. It's a heal over time. But personally, I think Harding just deals a lot of damage. Like, she's just a nuker. So I definitely prefer taking Balara for heals and Harding for damage. And then there's also things other than just what their support ability is, right? Whatever their support abilities are, they also deal different types of damage. So for example, Balara, she deals electricity damage, which is super nice because it increases the stagger. But Davrin's skills do fire damage. And Davrin and Tosh, both as warriors, they have an ability that applies taunt. So because the enemies in this game really love to target you. They really love to target the main character over the companions. Now, they will attack the companions, but probably 80% of the time they're going to be trying to attack you unless they're taunted. Which is okay, but if you really need some heat taken off of you, then Davrin or Tasha's taunt abilities here are going to be definitely something you might want to take. And then Emmerich and Lucanus, both of them are dealing necrotic damage. They're both going to deal necrotic damage, which is really nice. Necrotic damage. Let's see. Necrotic damage. It does not say there. But necrotic damage deals additional... It just deals damage over time, right? But it deals additional damage to barriers, I believe. Yeah. Deals damage to barriers. And then... fire damage. So Davern and Tosh both do fire damage. Right? They deal fire. And fire deals bonus damage to armor. Necrotic deals bonus damage to the barriers. And then shock damage increases their stagger, how much stagger they take. Parting just deals straight physical damage, which is health damage. That's just damage to health. Nev is the only one that does cold damage. Cold damage doesn't do anything specific to armor or barriers or anything like that, but it slows. And it can apply chilled, which and frozen, chilled and frozen, which significantly reduces an enemy's speed and movement, which can definitely make it a lot easier, especially if you're getting beat up. So those are things to take into account. Also, other than just, you know, what status effects a companion can apply or detonate. So there's a lot of things, right? So if you're a warrior, so this character I'm playing, he's a warrior. He's Mournwatch, went down the Reaper specialization, so I deal necrotic damage, a lot of necrotic damage. Emmerich also deals necrotic damage, and Lucanus deals necrotic damage. So we could go with this trio right here of just straight necrotic damage, just tripling down on necrotic. It's a bit overkill. You really don't need that much, and you're honestly probably losing overall DPS by doing that. Now it's fun. It's fun just to be a squad of just necrosis, you know? But you do need to think about those things also. So who you are as a main character definitely plays a factor into these pairings. I think that's way more who you went, like what class you went and what skills you're taking is more important to who you take than their exact combos, right? And a perfect example of that is Balara and Emmerich. They don't pair together themselves, but if you go a warrior, then this is a great pairing, even though they're both mages, right? So you don't have a rogue, but you can still apply and detonate everything you need to. So that's going to be it as far as the companions go. I think I might do a video or short on video or short on the once I get there. I'm almost all done on this one, on all the Veilguard skills for the companions, and just doing a quick overview of those once I get those all unlocked, which should be here very soon. But yeah, so that's kind of a quick overview of the companion status effects and the companion combos. Ultimately, though, the big takeaway here is take into account what class you're going, but take who you like. Take who you're going to want to play with. Take who you're going to want to run around the world with, who you're going to want to listen to, talk, and make comments, right? And mix it up. You don't always have to take the same 2 companions every single time. Yes, consistently taking one helps with bonds, with helping increasing that bond level. But like, definitely don't ignore all of them, right? Like, mix it up and take who you want. Unless you're on the max difficulty, min-maxing everything, take who you want. That's going to be the big thing. Take who you enjoy playing with, who you like listening to banter and talk about different things happening around you and stuff.